Hello everybody, and welcome to another unboxing video. Today we'll be seeing the Seiko King Turtle Save the Ocean Special Limited Edition. The unboxing is done by our friend Nick Likes Watches, so sit back and enjoy.
Okay, welcome. Let's have a look at what's in the box. A white Seiko box. This is my January 2021 January sale purchase, I guess. 25% discount code I spotted. And when you see a 25% discount code on a nice watch, you can't afford not to, can you? So I pulled the trigger. Let's get into it. We have a white box. We have a thing. Don't want that thing. We have another thing. Don't want that thing. We'll put the white box away somewhere safe. This is what we want. Nicer box than I was expecting from Seiko. It's a Prospex. It's a Save the Ocean. Another thing. Don't need that. Here we go. Look at that. That dial. Wowzers. That's what we're here for. This is the King Turtle, the SRPE07. So let's have a look at it. It is a special edition. So from what I understand, that means it won't be produced forever, but it's not a limited edition. So it's not numbered, but it's just a sort of a limited period of time that they'll be producing it. And let's be honest, it is all about that dial. You can see there just above the 8 o'clock, or just in from the 8 o'clock, is a little shark fin. And there's another one inset inverse on the back end of the second hand. So that is the Save the Ocean. That faux patina on the loom, it's that sort of off-white loom on the dial there. It's going to divide some opinion. I love it. I love it. So what have we got? It is a 45mm watch, the case size, so quite a big watch, but lug to lug width, so top to the very bottom, the bit that sort of sits across your top of your wrist, is 48mm, which means it's going to be wearable for a lot of people. I have a 7-inch wrist, and I'll show you this on the wrist in a minute. Anything over 50mm lug to lug for me, I have to think about it. So 48, absolutely fine. I'll show you it in a minute. Looks cool. It is 13mm deep, top to bottom. There are thinner, there are thicker, not too worried about that. It's not a dress watch. I don't need this one to slide inconspicuously under a shirt. What else? We have a 22mm lug width, so lots of strap choice. I'm terrible at not sticking to the same strap, so this thing will be on a dozen different straps within the week. Those are the kind of key dimensions, I suppose. The big spec list on this, over the usual, normal, average, previous Turtles, there are two differences, I guess. The first is that we have a sapphire crystal, as opposed to Seiko's proprietary Hardlex, with a sapphire sort of candy bar shaped cyclops. Now, apparently, some people hate that. I love it. I think that's great. I'm a fan of dials with a bit of distortion. There we go, I get that nice and close. I'm going to look at that every now and again, catch something different. It's going to make me smile. I'm more than happy with that. That's great by me. Not going to bother me. Like it. Other big difference is a ceramic bezel insert. Now, I always thought a ceramic bezel was a bit flashy, but I recently bought a steel dive Captain Willard homage, and it was my first ceramic bezel. And you know what? I kind of enjoyed it. I like just the peace of mind knowing that it's tougher than aluminium. But also, every now and again, it catches the light, and again, made me smile. So after that moment, I wasn't too worried about a ceramic dial bezel. And I don't think this is too flashy. We have a really lovely grip on this bezel, and a fantastic, I'm going to stop yammering on so that you can hear this, really lovely action. And it is just a treat to turn. Really is, and it's pretty good. There's really not much wobble. It's really not that difficult, but it's also firm enough that you're not going to knock it accidentally. I am impressed. Now, I am no Seiko fanboy, I'll admit it. The shame of it, I've never even had an SKX. I'm one of these annoying people that when everyone says SKX, I run the opposite direction, which for me meant I bought the Orient Komatsu. I've also had the Citizen NY0040, both great watches, but I never had an SKX. I've never really had many Seikos at all. I do know enough to look for misalignment issues, and I know that Seiko is kind of got a name for itself for lining things up wrong. This one, let's have a look, is kind of a bit off, kind of. If you look at that, the middle of the 12 o'clock marker, up to the chapter ring, up to the bezel. You've got 3 things to line up. And if you look at it, that chapter ring is a tiny bit, is it? Yeah, it is. Tiny bit off to the left. And the bezel seems to line up with that, with the chapter ring perfectly. So yes, it's a tiny bit off. I'm going to be so busy looking at that beautiful dial and all those different kinds of blues in different kinds of lights. I am never going to look so closely, so intently at that it's going to annoy me. No, happy with that. What else we got? We've got these lovely polished case sides. We've got a nice, I don't know what the dimension is, but a really nice crown, screw down crown. It isn't signed. Again, apparently that's a thing for people. I don't look at the crown long enough to worry about it. I'll forgive them that, I think. It's got a nice grip on it. It turns really well. It screws down and out the other way. You can pop it out once for your date, and again to hack, so stop the movement. There's a little bit of wobble, but again, I'm not doing this in a situation where I need to worry about it. If you're doing it on the fly, on the move, then, well, just don't. It comes on this fantastic, really soft, really supple silicone strap. You can see the little dial, the wave there, which is reflected on the back of the watch. We'll get to that in a second. It is really soft, really supple. It's gonna pick up dust. It's gonna pick up, there you go, a day old. It's gonna pick up some wrist cheese. It's gonna need a wash every now and again. Like I said, I am such a strap junkie that this thing will be on a different strap every couple of days, so I'm not gonna worry about it. One thing I did notice, which is I've not had before and I thought was really cool, was this it's got a bit of this nice bit of play to it. It's also got really fat spring bars and drilled lugs, so changing the strap's going to be easy. On this, it's lovely and comfortable. It's nice and lightweight. It's rugged. It's waterproof. Don't have to worry about it. Suits the watch nicely. It's a keeper for me. Talking of keepers, this metal keeper I think is lovely, but again, some people are put off by that. I don't know. And a signed buckle. So the whole thing is really smart. Onto the back, we have got a screw-in case back, Seiko, the Wave, which has got a name. I don't know what it is. It's called something. A special edition. It is a 4R36, which is used in micro brands as an NH36. As far as I know, is the day and date version of the NH35. So tried and tested across hundreds, thousands of other brands, probably. Good and reliable, never going to change the world for accuracy, but pretty good. This one's running, I reckon, at -10 seconds a day, but I'm going to let it settle in for a couple of weeks and just wear it before I worry about popping the back off and regulating it, which apparently is pretty easy to do. And again, turn it the right way up, silly boy. Sapphire crystal, stainless steel case. There you go. This is my first turtle, and I'm just amazed at the case shape. It just hunkers down on the wrist. You can see this curve in here, and it just sits so nicely on the wrist that it doesn't feel like a big watch, but it's got plenty of wrist presence. So there it is. Let me, off camera, I'm going to have to do this, pop it on, and I'll show you what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. There it is. There it is. Wears pretty nice. I say the straps may be a bit long. Am I worried about that? Not really. It is all about that dial. And what I love about this watch is that in certain lights, or when it's not under direct light, it almost looks like a, can I make it do it? Almost just looks like a blue or a black watch. And then every now and again, when you catch it, you get all of these fantastic shades of blue. And I said it just makes me smile when that happens, or when I catch something through the Cyclops, a little bit of distortion. And it's a bit of visual interest, which I think is going to keep me interested in the watch overall a bit longer. That said, great set of specs, wears really nicely. You can see what I mean there about the case shape. The way it just disappears into the wrist means that it's never too chunky. It's a heavy old thing. If you're into light titanium, don't even know it's on your wristwatches, this isn't for you, because you can certainly feel it's there. It's got some presence, which for me is great. It's going to remind me to keep looking at it, keep enjoying that dial. So that's kind of it. I will wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed my quick unboxing and idiot's guide to the SRPE07, the Save the Ocean King Turtle. Cheers.